Oh my gosh, what a goal. They are the most satisfying goals, man. If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code REMA, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we're going to be doing some custom tactics and player instructions for the 4-4-2 formation, one of the best direct and most balanced formations in FC24. Very popular the past few years as it does fit the meta of this game quite well, to be honest with you. We are going to be trying out a couple of new players today as well. I need to try out this Saka, Evo and Sterling, trying out Kane that we got from rewards, and also this Coman that we packed as well. So we've got a few things to do today, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please be sure to drop it a thumbs up, as it does really help me out. Sub to the channel if you are new, of course, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, with all that aside guys, let's get right into today's video. Alright then guys, starting off with the custom tactics, to be honest with you, not really different to most things we post, but I've said this many times, this game is very linear, very one-dimensional, so what works, and you kind of just have to deal with it. It's really annoying, it hasn't been like that for many years, but this year and maybe like a bit of last year, it's just been pretty horrible for that. So quickly going through these tactics guys, for the defensive style, we have this on balance. Now the reason I have it on balanced is because I think it gives me the best control over my defenders. When I want to press, I can, and when I want to drop off and maybe be a bit more passive, I can also do that. So I like balance, but if you want to use pressure tactics because you like them, then that is absolutely fine. Moving on to the defensive width, I always suggest something between 40 and 50. That's the range I think you should go for, as it does give you the most narrow and compact defense to block out all those attacks through the middle to prevent your opponent being able to just run right through you. The reason I don't suggest going any lower than, let's say, 40 is because it's important to still maintain some of the width to cover the wider areas in case an opponent goes down the wing. So you want to be narrow but not too narrow at the same time. Moving on to the depth, you can pretty much use whatever you want for the depth, to be honest. A lot of people like to use 71 depth, which is where, you know, you get that automatic press from the AI. It congests the middle area of the pitch and makes it very difficult for somebody to play through. It's very automatic and does help out those players that cannot defend as manually as others. It's a very annoying thing to play against. I don't really like it. So I go for something like 65 or 60, where we still have that higher defensive line. We just have a bit more control over when we press our opponent and when we don't, so it makes defending a bit more manual, and I like that extra control. If this is still too high for you, however, you can lower it even more, and that is absolutely fine. Now moving on to the build-up play guys, I always recommend balanced, as I think it is the most controlled and I think it's the most fluid, and I also think it is the most reliable. All these other settings, to be honest with you, I think they're really bad. Maybe long ball's not terrible because it actually does kind of help, but like slow build-up, your players don't really move at all and it doesn't help you build up slowly. Fast build-up, they just move in a really chaotic manner, which again doesn't really help. So I think regardless of your style, balanced is the best, but if you like launching long balls, then I suppose you can use long ball. Moving on to the chance creation guys, I do recommend direct passing very much. The reason for this is it's the only way to consistently break down those park the bus defenses in this game. It's the only way to really beat the AI. Now the reason direct passing is so OP is because what happens is your attackers make runs, defenders follow your attackers that are making the run, and then once the defender has overcommitted to that run that the attacker has made, the attacker then tracks back. So then there's like that space between the defender and the attacker. So, you know, you can pass to them, then you can cut back, which is why it's called cutback FC24. So it's like a very like push forward, track back kind of movement. That's how direct passing works, and it's the best way to create chances in this game. Now moving on to the attacking width, you can pretty much use whatever you want. Some people like to use the 4-4-2 in a really narrow way, other people like to make it a bit wider. So all you really need to know is the lower the attacking width, the more narrow your attack of course, and then the higher the width, the wider it is. So I've just gone with like 53, it's a bit higher than the default, but it is still fairly balanced, so you can copy it if you want, or just pick something that suits you a bit better. Moving on to the players in the box, I have this on 7. This is like nice for me. I think we get quite a few players into that penalty area without overcommitting to the point where if we lose out on possession, we're not always going to get cooked on the counter attack. So 7 works for me, but if it's too much for you, you can lower it. For the corners and the free kicks, this really doesn't matter. I just have them on 1 because I hate getting counter attacked. But again, do what you want with that. Now, moving on to the player instructions, guys. Pretty basic, to be honest with you, but honestly, the instructions, you know, pretty much have to work in this way. Otherwise, your players just move like NPCs. But that's my opinion. So for the strikers, we have them on stay central and get in behind. Stay central is important. We want to keep them in the middle so we can rely upon them. We can aim for them when we get the ball back, and it just keeps the formation a bit more structured. If you have them drifting out wide, there's a chance where you're not actually going to have anyone in the middle in the final third at points, so it's not very useful. So stay central makes it more reliable, and then getting behind to force the runs out of these players. If you have them on mixed attack when somebody's using like a pressure tactic, for example, or that 71 depth thing we spoke about, a lot of the times on mixed attack these players just won't move. So you need them on getting behind to break through that press and ensure that they actually make runs. Otherwise the AI is just a little bit broken. Now for the left mid and the right mid, guys, we have them on come back on defense, cut inside, getting behind and get into the box for cross. Come back on defense just ensures that they do actually take up the correct defensive position when we don't have the ball. If you have players that don't have the best defensive work rates in these positions, then sometimes when you're defending, these players get a little bit lazy and they don't fill in the position correctly. If you have them on come back on defense, it just ensures that they will actually keep that correct position when we are defending. We also have them on cut inside because it means they start their runs out in the wider positions and then transition into the more narrow areas with their runs. It's an attacking AI movement that I really like. You guys might not, and that is absolutely fine, but I just like the way they make these diagonal runs. It just seems to be really, really easy to create chances. We also have the players on getting behind, of course, to make sure that they do actually make runs. Right mids and left mids are programmed a bit weird on like balanced support, where they won't actually make the runs that you want them to. So getting behind just ensures that they're not being static. Then we also do have them on get into the box across so they don't hesitate in getting into the penalty area. Now for the left centre mid, I always suggest like a balance in the two centre mid positions. I always say you want one defensive player that's going to stay back and then a more balanced guy, a more box to box style player to, you know, bring that balance to the midfield. So that it's very important, I think. So on this more defensive minded player on this left centre mid, we have them on stay back while attacking. Of course, we don't want them flying forward. Stay on the edge of the box for cross, so in case they do end up going forward, they won't actually commit into the penalty area, and then cover centre so that they will cover the middle. Now for the right centre mid, the more box to box style player, I have them on like the balanced attack setting so that they will actually attack and defend. They'll do a bit of everything. I like to have them on get into the box across because Hullet's got like really good physicality. He's got that aerial, he's got the finesse shot, the power shot, so I like having him in the area, but you guys might want to pop him on balanced crossing runs and that's fine. The other thing we change as well is cover centre so that it will cover that middle area. Now for the fullbacks, on my more attacking one, I actually have them on join the attack and overlap. Now the reason I do this is because I have the right mid and the left mid on the cut inside instructions. So when we're attacking, these are going to transition into the more narrow area, leaving space for this fullback to overlap and then give us that wider option as well. So there's going to be a lot of space for this fullback to overlap and give us that extra width. Why do we do this? Well, it stretches out the opposition's defense, gives you extra options and makes you less predictable in the attack. If this is too offensive for you, you can even put this player on balanced attack. That's fine. I often do that, or if you don't want to send him forward at all, you can put him on stay back while attacking, but you might struggle a bit going forward if you do that. For the other fullback, the more defensive one, we have them on stay back and overlap, so we always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when we send them on that run forward, just like the other fullback, they'll make the overlapping run to add that extra width. For the 2 centre backs, we leave them alone, of course, and the the goalkeeper, we also leave them alone. But yeah, they are the tactics and instructions. I'm going to go get into a game now. Oh, come on, I've bottled that. Sterling's finishing isn't the greatest, but I could have done better there. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's what I should have done the first time. Nice one. I feel like this Sterling card's going to be great when I actually max out his Evo, but at the moment I can feel like the potential of the card, but, you know, he's not great. You know, he's a bit behind the power curve because, you know, he's 90 rated, but yeah. Oh, come on, I got there. That's a joke. Well, again, I've got there. This guy honestly isn't that good, but it happens, man. There we are. Press Proven Plus is actually so overpowered, man. Did you see the way, like, Saka just trapped the ball and, like, repelled that player? There we go. That was a really bad goal, but I kind of messed up the chance to go ahead anyway, so it evens out. Nice one, Kane. And there we are. There we are. Finally, starting to click. Oh, Sterling! What a goal. I love Power Shot Plus in this game, I really do. People sleep on it so much, man. Oh my gosh, what a goal. They are the most satisfying goals, man. Underside of the crossbar. Oh, I want to see that again. And that should be that. So let's boot the ball out. And yeah, that's basically it for the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please be sure to drop it a thumbs up. Sub to the channel if you are new, of course. Don't forget to turn on those notifications. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.